Hey, welcome back to Supercharge Conversions Academy. This is Chris, your instructor, and I'm here to provide values and tips every week so that you can increase your Shopify store's sales. Okay, so today I'm actually going to talk about the 5 areas of conversion rate optimizations and how a 20% increase in each area would double your sales. So without further ado, these are the 5 areas. Okay, number 1, the landing page. Number 2, the cart page. Number 3, the checkout page. Number 4, post-purchase upsells area. And number 5, the thank you page. In each area, you can increase the average order value as well as the conversion rate. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I think are being done right and some that can use improvement. So I'll give you some examples. Okay, before I start, I want to kind of emphasize this point is that whatever that is not needed in the funnel, take it out. You don't want to distract the users from taking the action that you want them to take. So now let's go to number 1. All right, landing page. Okay, some of the things that you need to keep in mind when you're designing a landing page is, well, if you're driving traffic through an ad, your landing page obviously needs to be congruent with the ad, right? And remember the clickbait days? You click the ad and it will take you to something completely irrelevant. And when you see that you've been baited, what's the first reaction? What's the immediate reaction? You bounce. You're like, screw this, I'm out of here. So always keep in mind of the type of ad that you're showing somebody and the lander that's gonna follow after that. You have to match the person's expectations in terms of message, in terms of aesthetics, in terms of layouts. So if it's creating a familiarity, then there's less chance for the person to bounce and take off. Okay. And number 2 is you need to communicate your value proposition within 5 seconds. If you don't, then again, the customer will have to figure out on his own what the store is about. And it has happened to me so many times when I come across these service-based offers, and I'll go on the website and they'll tell me what it does, but I wouldn't know if it's a software, a course, an app, or a mentorship, or is it a tool? What's so special about it? Why I should continue, paying attention to it. So for example, if you're selling a broomstick that is supposed to be like super lightweighted and you can collect dust up to like 150% compared to your competitors. So if you don't communicate that to your customers, most likely you're going to lose them, because what's so special about broomstick? How are you different from your competitors? So to do so is usually accomplished by a well-written headline and a hero image. And copies of the sales page need to target the audience emotionally. So really get them by the benefits and what they're going to get out of it. Maybe it's time saved. Maybe it's a much cleaner place so that your family can come home to, And if needed, obviously you can have the features to back up the quality and the functions, which can result in the promised effects. And number 3 is that you have to structure your messages to be scannable. So whatever you put on your page, make them scannable, because your visitors aren't going to read every single word. Most likely they're just going to scan for the headlines and subheadlines and anything that's easy to read, instead of looking at this big paragraph and then they just get completely paralyzed by it. So as a good rule of thumb, if you're not doing a long form sales page, just make your paragraphs no longer than 3 lines, maybe 4 lines max. Okay, so number 4 is that you have to make the important information very visible, clearly and very, very visible. And this usually includes shipping information and return policy and satisfaction guarantee, because that's the biggest fear, getting something that you don't like but you can't return. So remember that. And number 5 is that you need to make the primary call to action. So that's the main goal that you want your customers to perform on your page. Make it very prominent in terms of where it is, where it's placed on page, and also the visual hierarchy. And the point is, don't make your customers search for it, because it's kind of like looking for the checkout aisle. You never want the customers to wonder where it is. Is it in the back of the building or the front? It should be very clear. And some websites have sticky buy buttons, so it basically follows follows your mouse movement. So if you scroll down, it's gonna stick to the top or stick to the bottom. So you can definitely test that and see if that helps with the conversion rate. I don't have an answer for you. Every website is different until it's tested, right? Okay. And number 6 on the landing page is to include lots of social proof and testimonials if your brand requires extra support from the users. Obviously, the well-known brands, not so much, because if a household brand, you already know Johnson & Johnson, you don't need like testimonials, and Head and Shoulders, you don't need testimonials, right? Okay, and next one is actually take the opportunity to do the upsells and cross sells, and I have mentioned a lot of different ways to do so in another video, and you definitely feel free to check out the playlist on this channel and find it. But you obviously want to do your cross sells and upsells in a way that don't stress out the customers. So there we go. That's your product page or landing page suggestions. Alright, and next up is the cart page. There are a few points I want you to pay attention to with regards to the cart page. The cart page should only really be for stores which normally sell more than one item per order. So for example, clothing and jewelry, that's very common that they buy more than one item at a time. And often visitors for these stores like to add things to cart and browse around. That's why you need a cart page, right? Otherwise, why would you have it? You just go straight to checkout. In the cart page, you want to pay attention to the visibility of the proceed to checkout button. So basically the checkout button on the cart page. And a lot of times, I don't know why, but a lot of e-commerce merchants like to put them to be at the very bottom, or like the color of the button is just, it doesn't stand out, or like it's competing with other elements. It's very interesting that like they don't pay much attention to the visibility of this button. So I wish I could tell you that most people are smart and they can look for the button, but the reality is we have observed the opposite. Okay, so number 2 is that, at least to this point, is that if you are only selling a few SKUs in your stores, and then your average order doesn't usually include other items, just skip the cart page altogether and take them straight to checkout. The cart page would basically serve no purpose in this case. I mean, you can, if anything, you can also do like an upsell on the cart page, which is fine, but that is something that you can offer on the back end as well, unless you already have like great upsells in the post-purchase sequence. So on this cart page, you can do a cart upsell, and the point of the cart upsell is to introduce a product that is pretty cheap but of high perceived value. So it's like a no-brainer for people to go for it as well, along with the current purchase. Okay, number 3 is you have to think about what the customer's concerns could be, right? What would prevent them from not going through the checkout? Could it be any shipping worries, or like how long it's going to take, how much it's going to cost, if there's going to be tax, or like if there's going to be warranty. So those are some of the things that you can put on the cart page to give the customer a peace of mind. Okay. All right, now checkout page. Again, 3 points in the checkout page. Last one is a thank you page. Alright guys, that's it for today. I hope you guys liked the video. If you find values in what I suggested, please click the like or the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel. It is so new for me to do this, and I'm trying my best. If you can support me, that would be like super appreciated, and I promise you I'll get you even more values going forward. Hope you enjoy it, and see you next time. Be great.